Was an article that came out February 16th, 2018. Florida shooting suspect expressed violent, racist views in private chat group report. Oh, he was talking all kinds of crap online, y'all. And not one person reported him and got him off of social media. Here we are, Black YouTubers. We just read the current events, give our opinions, and we get ran off of social media. We're not threatening anybody's life. We're not suggesting violence. We're not telling people to go out and kill people. We're not doing none of those things. We're doing far less. But they got everything in every issue with Black YouTubers, but people like the Nicholas Cruzes can exist out here and go untouched by everyone. It is just amazing how twisted up and fucked up this country really is. We don't suggest or advocate violence on anybody. And they'll come to your Black YouTube channel and have all kinds of issues with everything you're saying and trying to get you off of social media over a fucking opinion that's not harming or putting their life in danger. But this dude is on here talking about shooting people in the back of the head, talking about, I think I'm going to kill people. And they do absolutely nothing. But he did carry out and made good on the things he was saying online. And it's amazing. The Black community has been complaining about gun violence and doing something about these gun laws for decades. Decades. We got laughed at, ignored, and told to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. That's the advice you gave the Black community. I dare you to say that to the people that are hurting now. See, you won't do that because those people look like you. Tell them to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and get over shit. No, see, you won't give them the message that you always have for the Black community, though. 18 shootings, y'all. 18 school shootings in America. I would advise any foreigner that's thinking about coming to America, don't come here. America's a violent place. The citizens are violent. The police departments all around this country are violence. And you got the politicians and the legal system that encourages this violence. And America mass incarcerates more of its citizens than any other country on the planet. This is not a good place to live. America is not a good choice. Don't come here. If you're safer in your own countries, stay there. Nicholas Cruz, the 19-year-old who confessed to the school shootings at Florida high school this week, reportedly expressed racist and violent views in a private social media chat group. Cruz, a former student at the school who was expelled for behavioral issues, regularly shared racist, anti-Semitic, and check this out, y'all, he's half Jews. He's a half Jewish guy. Cruz has one parent that was Jewish, but he was anti-Semitic, homophobic, and of course hated Blacks. He's not going to leave us off the list. With at least 5 other participants in the Instagram chat group, and nobody reported him. Nobody reported him. You know why they didn't report him, y'all? Because this is how white people talk around each other all the time. So for them, for a white guy to sit around other white people talking about killing people, that's normal for them. That's the norm. That's why it went unreported. I just found out there were 20 phone calls made to the FBI tip line on Nicholas Cruz over the past year. The last phone call was in January, and the FBI did absolutely nothing. That's why I'm telling y'all, this is the norm for them to sit around each other and talk like this. They don't see it as a threat. They don't see it as a threat on the public. This is normal to them. CNN said it was added to the group while investigating Cruz' online activity. And this is what Cruz wrote. Listen, I hate Jews, niggers, immigrants, Cruz reportedly wrote in the group, which he had named America. It had a flag emoji, an eagle emoji. Great. This is what he wrote. And his butt is half Jewish, and he hates Jews. But you know that Jews are white. I mean, this is why we are saying Cruz is white. Cruz just have that last name because of his adoptive parents. This is a white dude. Jewish people are white. They are not something different. They are white. Eastern Europeans, white. In the span of hundreds of messages, Cruz openly discussed killing people and specifically referred to killing Mexicans, Jews, gays, and of course, Black people. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? All of these white supremacists that have these desires to kill Black people, we don't do a damn thing to them. I bet you no Black person ever did a damn thing to Cruz. We don't do a damn thing to these people, but they have a desire to kill us. We don't do a damn thing to them, and they join police forces, get behind a badge and a gun, just so they can get away with killing Black people that have done absolutely nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. According to CNN. And this is what he wrote. Listen to this. Shoot them in the back of the head. He's writing this online, y'all. Shoot them in the back of the head. He's talking about Mexicans, gays, Jews, and Blacks. Again, Black YouTubers are not advocating violence. We are not telling people to kill anyone. We are not singling out groups of people and say they need to die. We're not doing none of those things. But they got an issue with everything we say. But Nicholas Cruz is the norm. That's why they don't react when he writes stuff like that. They don't react because so many of them do this. He reportedly wrote in reference to gay people. He also espoused a disdain for white women, particularly if they were in interracial relationships. Yeah, white males are usually very threatened by that, as you can see, because Dylan Roof was another one whining about that. But he was talking about Black men raping his women. Trust me, white women damn near throw their asses on top of Black men. Black men do not have to rape your women, white men, because I've seen your women in action around Black men. They damn near throw themselves on top of a Black man and always have been doing that for centuries. Believe me, I heard the stories growing up from even the elders in the South talking about how the white women would secretly run around with the Black men. I heard these stories my whole life, and it's no different now. They always had a deep lust for Black men. Even the most racist white woman spewing out all kinds of hate, secretly lust for black men, because damn near all of their women in these interracial relationships are white supremacists anyway. Damn near all of them. Cruz, who was adopted, also wrote in the chat, "My real mom was a Jew." So don't come back here talking about Cruz is Hispanic. Don't come back here with that crap. He is white. Jews are white. Cruz is white. Period. I am glad I never met her, CNN reported. Law enforcement, they seriously did not do their job, y'all. They didn't do their job. And see, they're getting beat up all through the press right now, because if this was a black man, trust me, they would have been kicking in doors, guns a-blazing, and then coming up with this, he had a gun, he touched his waist. Okay, I feared for my life. Okay, that's how they would have reacted. But this dude wasn't taken seriously by the FBI, despite getting 20 complaints about Cruz in a year. And even the last complaint reported all the weapons that Cruz had and the threats he was making to kill people, and they still didn't react because he was a white male. That's why it went on for that long unchecked. White privilege. There is an unspoken rule in America that white males always get away with everything. You don't have to say the words, we see the action. White males get a free pass while everyone else, especially if you're a black male, got to go to jail. White males get endless amounts of chances. Black men, one mistake and you go to jail. One error, you go to jail. White male can have a goddamn rap sheet and they're still trying to get that person off through the legal system. Listen to how they're talking about Cruz. They're actually showing sympathy for this fool, as they did for Dylan Roof. Remember, the judge told the people in the courtroom to pray for Dylan Roof too? See, that's the mentality of America. Sorry, y'all, I had to get something to drink. That's the mentality of America, showing sympathy for the killer, especially if it's a white killer. Now, listen to more of this stuff that Cruz said online. Now, you know, he said his mom was Jew. Just like he's a George Zimmerman mutt, probably, but he's still white. He's still white. He is still classified as white. And, you know, it's amazing how when it comes down to the census and padding up the numbers, Hispanics are white. They are white. But when they get in trouble, or what they think is Hispanic, which he's not Hispanic. He's not Hispanic. He just got Cruz as his last name. He's a straight up white dude. All of a sudden, oh, he's Hispanic. He's not white. You ever notice how when white people post stuff like that, they literally do not know the difference between an ethnicity and a race? Either they don't know, which I believe many of them don't, or they are just being blatantly dumb. But it's not too far-fetched. They don't even know the proper definition of racism. So it's not shocking that they don't know what ethnicity is, nationality, and race. They don't know what that stuff is. Okay, Cruz reportedly posted photos and videos on his Instagram page and in the group in which he showed and discussed guns. So he was showing his guns online and discussed guns, body armor, and wrote, and this is what he wrote, y'all. This is what he wrote on Instagram. I think I am going to kill people. Again, went unreported. You know why this went unreported? Because this is how they normally talk among each other, y'all. This is the norm for them, especially when they're talking about hating us and killing us. This is the norm. This is why it went unreported. This is their normal conversation. They think it's funny. Oh, I didn't think he was serious. Remember Columbine? They went around talking about killing, right? Remember all the people? I didn't think they were serious. I didn't think that, because you know why? Because this is how they normally talk around each other. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He also referenced killing small animals and posted a photo of a disemboweled frog that he claimed to have killed, according to CNN. So, that's normal. Isn't that what Jeffrey Dahmer did? He killed animals and then started killing people. That's the norm for them. One member of the group told Chat, um, CNN, that Cruz seemed nice, but also had some mental issues. Now, look at all this shit he wrote. Killing people, shooting people in the back of the head. I'm going to kill people. That sounds nice to you? See, this is why I'm telling you, this kind of conversation around white folks is normal. This is why they're not alarmed by it. See, they are alarmed by it now because it was mostly white children that were killed up in the school. I did see one Asian, okay, but the vast majority of the 17 were white. So now, after the fact, not while it was going on, after the fact, they are concerned about the conversations he's having. What, y'all don't teach your kids that it's not normal to walk around talking about killing people? Y'all don't teach your kids this in the white community? All I know is that he likes guns and really hates liberals, the member said. They should know, identify yourself. Don't call yourself the member. The members did not identify themselves on or off the record to CNN. And it is unclear how they knew Cruz or became connected with him on Instagram. The report about the suspected gunman Instagram comments come hours after the FBI admitted to not acting on a tip it received about Cruz earlier this year. They actually received 20 tips. And the last one that they received, ladies and gentlemen, was in January. That's the one they received for this year. And the person warned them about Cruz and all the weapons that he had. The FBI also said that it was warned last year about a threatening YouTube comment with the same name as Cruz that read, "I'm sick, going to be a professional school shooter." He wrote this on YouTube, y'all. But that it was unable to identify who wrote the comment. I guess they were. You know why they're not? But it's amazing. They can identify any black person that write things online that they don't like. They don't have no problem identifying them, but this guy, they have a problem identifying him. Oh yeah, they have a problem identifying him. The hell out of here. The Broward County Sheriff said Friday that his office had received approximately 20, listen to this, 911 calls related to Cruz in recent years, and that his office would investigate how the calls were handled. They weren't handled at all, ladies and gentlemen. Those calls were not handled at all. So that just go to show you the sheriff's department was notified about Cruz, the FBI were notified about Cruz, and neither one of those agencies acted. This could have all been avoided. This is a problem in the white community. The white community has a severe problem with their males and guns. See, they're not going to take guns away because just understand their manhood is connected to the gun. They can't survive without it. This is why they are always the only group in America up in arms about guns. You don't see Asians, Black people, you don't see no other group in America hooping and hollering about a gun except for them. See, they can't rule this world without the gun. You live by the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, and they live by it. They could have never taken America without a gun. They're not the strongest people on earth. This is why the gun means so much to them. Nobody else in this country ever scream about guns and Second Amendment rights and guns except for them. Their whole livelihood is attached to the gun, ladies and gentlemen. Their whole livelihood is attached to it. But see, those guns that they use will soon be turned on them. You know, and see, I just want you to take notice. America has not won a war in a long time. They haven't won a war in a long time. They've been on a losing streak over there in the Middle East. They have not won anything in a long time. They did not win in Iraq. They did not win in Afghanistan. They've been on a steady losing streak when it comes down to wars. Cruz reportedly plans to plead guilty. You see, you know why he's pleading guilty? To avoid the death penalty. Isn't it amazing how the same white males that love to kill are afraid to die? The ones that love to kill and talk about killing and making threats are the same ones that fear death. Cruz reportedly plans to plead guilty to 17 counts of premeditated murder. All right, so if he premeditated this murder, don't come back with no mental illness. If you had the ability to sit down and plan out a school shooting, you don't have mental problems. Somebody that got severe mental problems would never be able to plan something like that out. The fact that they sat down, all of these shooters, even the one that went into the movie theater, he planned that out for months. That ain't mental illness, y'all. That ain't no mental illness if you got the ability to plan this out and then carry it out. How is that mental illness? So, in my opinion, the way y'all sling around mental illness, then you must inherently have mental illness. That's why you say it so much. It must be a given at birth, because they sure love flinging around mental illness. So they must inherently have mental illness. It's the norm in the white community. because they sure love flinging that word around. Mental illness, those two words. Okay, so they're saying he's going to plead guilty to premeditated murder in order to avoid the death penalty after allegedly opening fire at Majori Stoneman Douglas High School on Wednesday, leaving 17 dead and more than a dozen injured. I think there's like 15 injured. But you see that? He's pleading guilty to avoid the death penalty. The little wuss is afraid to die. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell twice. Join me over on blackspot.com and Black Junction TV. This is a disgrace, y'all. All this stuff this guy did online, and not one person stood up to stop his social media account and shut it down. His social media account, after all the threats of death and killing he put on there, was still active at the time he went out shooting. What the hell does that say about America? Peace, family.